Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Ace Attorney. Miles Edgeworth is a rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboy investigator, part 13. We were in the middle of something. Edgy boy, what the hell's going on again? Oh yeah, we're interrogating Mr. Meekins, and he's like, I was driving around in the blue Badger mobile, and then we're like, wrong. If you were really out there selling dreams of the blue Badger mobile until recently, then what is it doing inside the garage? Also, in between videos, I did look up the clip I made from the game, and the joke, I forgot the punchline. The punchline for Mr. Meekins is that he was talking to the people about his romantic troubles, and despite his looks, he is quite the pussy slayer. That was the punchline. It's like a 10-second clip, and I remembered like the setup, but I didn't remember the punchline. Actually, I just lost track, sir. Lost track of what? By the time I realized that the blue Badger mobile was nowhere to be found, sir. Which would mean it was perhaps stolen? And that's when I came back to this area thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. But that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. A likely story. Who do you think is gonna buy such a convenient tale as that? Oh no, we'll give you a pass. You're new to the series. People coming up with convenient ass bullshit at the last second and it sometimes actually being true is pretty common. And what exactly is so convenient about his story? The car getting stolen? It's completely unbelievable even for a cover story. I mean, seriously, how many times are we gonna roll that one out? But I think we can assume the car was used alright. To move the dead body. What? You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins. And then you used the blue Badger mobile to transport it all the way here. The one thing is, if my mouse gets to the very bottom, like pay attention to the bottom of the screen, there's my mouse, and if I put it all the way to the bottom to kind of like hide it, my clicking no longer does anything, man. Well, it did that time, but, earlier it wasn't working, I promise. It wasn't me, sir! The killer, sir! It wasn't me, sir! Oh, that's weird, now it's working. Earlier it was like when I put it at the very bottom of the screen, it wouldn't count. Because like I'd push it down here, which is really just like it's like a habit. Like I'm gonna be honest, it's a visual novel habit from back in the day, and I would always put my mouse at the bottom of the screen. Agent Long, wait. But now I can't get it to replicate. The game's not playing ball. What do you want now? Maybe it's only on the investigation, not investigation, the fucking testimony screen. We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth smoosh. I couldn't care less. My job is to catch the crook. Well, catch a crook, I should say. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. Oh, see, there it's not working. It's not working. I'm clicking. Can you hear it? Can you hear me clicking? Okay, I had to really mash it to get it to show up on the mic. That's me clicking. That's the job of your prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As us, we don't got that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon! I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy and you guys are getting in the way. You would interfere with another one of my investigations? Miles' investigations? Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I have a badge, you know. And I've got a gun, so I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Boy? Also, nobody's ever called me pretty. Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't... If you don't, apparently my throat will get clogged up, man. I'll arrest you for... Oh, man. That's, I keep thinking I've cleared my throat, and then it's like, actually, no, you haven't. I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. Probably because I haven't talked all day. It was one of those good days where all you have to do is say morning, and then that's it. March 13th, 1:22 p.m. Chase are like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with. Ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. What if we really didn't like the person, though? Would it be okay then, Kay? No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. Well, agree to disagree there. Pretty sure there's a lot of people who've gotten away with murder in the world. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. And I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go! I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just gonna have to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! I finally got out of that dang pink badger costume. Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? What did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? And where's your costume? The jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir! Oh, I thought they were gonna drag him away again. I was thinking that was really just an excuse to get to do the drag away animation. Somebody worked too hard on that for it to get used one time. Those detectives sure like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. March 13th, 1:42 p.m. at the stadium. I thought there was a witness here. Good thing the cart has a bow on it, otherwise I'd mistake it for a dude tricycle food cart thing, and then that would leave me all kinds of confused. I don't see anyone. Are you mocking me? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, it's, what's your name? Sky something. I'm actually surprised I got that. Emma Sky, holy hell. You haven't been erased from the hard drive. Bless. More important people than you have been lost to time, have been overwritten. Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Sky, correct? I already knew you were in the game because you're on like the Steam like splash screen or whatever, but I didn't know if you'd show up in this game or not. Because I presume it has the characters from like both games, so. But you were cool. I remember liking you in your case. This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Sky. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as a witness and prosecutor. Okay, so it's been 2 years. I can definitely tell she's supposed to be older. How old are you supposed to be? No, you haven't shown up yet. Oh, I completely forgot about you. But like, you're like a believable, you know, adult as opposed to the other person. I thought you had gone to Europe to study forensics. Can't believe you remember me. Honestly, I can't believe it either. Of course well, the fact that I remember your name, that's the surprising thing. Remembering who you are, less surprising. Well, for Edgeworth, he wasn't in that case that much. Or he had less direct interactions, other than his ass got destroyed. Per usual. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. Yeah, you did say that a lot. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. Have you been added yet? You're supposed, like, see, you look 18, kind of. Actually, you maybe look a little bit older. You don't look 17. I'm just gonna say it. You can't tell me these people are supposed to be the same age. I don't buy it. I don't buy that all three of these are teens. Like, this lady, she's 35, 100%. This lady's 12. You, honestly, you look like you're like 18 to 20. Okay? And you definitely, you look question mark, question mark. You got like a real 13 or 30 vibe going on right there. Like, if you were shorter, I could definitely buy that you were 13 years old. Meekins? Okay, that's a hard 24, man. You ain't gotta do the man dirty like that. And you didn't have to do this man this dirty, man. I'm supposed to believe he's 1 year older than this guy? I mean, granted, I would say he actually looks like he's about 50. This dude looks like he's about 75. This guy, 21? Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying, all the ages are made up, man. I mean, they literally are, but you know what I mean. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown these past few years. Don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. Honestly, you're probably taller than him. I know I still have a long way to go. I mean, with the hat, I think you are taller. I can't keep it in a straight line. I don't know. Are you wearing your lifts, Edgeworth? You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Sky. Nice to meet you. This dude tried to get my sister imprisoned or something. I don't know. He's a bad guy, or he was a bad guy, but I guess we're cool now. It was really a bad guy, but you know what I mean. He was on the wrong side. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Granted, actually, didn't she? I can't remember the case in Chapter 5. I mean, I vaguely remember that she was, like, being, like, kind of framed, but she was, like, taking the rap anyway for a reason or another. Something like that. Because it was, like, the dude at the top, he was all, actually, I'm the one who did it because of reasons or something or another. How about you? That's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday, and I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we still have much to catch up on. You bet we do. First things first, you gotta remember who you're talking to. This is the symbol of prosecutor, right? I don't think I've ever seen you wear it, though. Well, I'm not as enthusiastic about wearing it as you are with your pin badges. I know, right? I mean, I really wanted to put even more on today, actually. Oh, hey, I like yours, Kay. Do you have any extras? Sorry, but there's only one of these in the world, and it's proof that I am a great thief. Damn true, partner. Damn true. Scientifically calculating and thinking critically about this, and putting it in a way that transmits the feelings that I understand. Phew, done. She makes it sound like she knows what she's talking about, but she really has no idea. Admittedly, I am slightly confused by what she just rattled off. What did her glasses say? Okay, they don't say anything. There's ones and zeros. Okay, what up? Why are you here, Emma Sky? It did the thing again. I clicked that I was down here and it didn't work. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, sometimes it doesn't work. Like right now, I'm clicking. That's me clicking. I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I could race on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you. How exactly you know I was here? And seriously, were we even that close? In before, at the end of the chapter, it's revealed that she thought he was Phoenix the entire time. I was like, I don't really remember them talking that much. To be like, oh, I gotta see Edgy Boy. Now that I know he's here. I'm gonna go out of my way to meet Edgy Boy. Through the power of science, naturally, never underestimate what science can do for you. I use these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. You what? Why do you know what my footprints look like, you little freak? This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine the special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble glass in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me at this very moment. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather not thinking? So, let me guess, there's been a murder, right? And you need an assistant. Well, I'll have you know, I was only in the one case, but it was a really long one, so I got a lot of practice. Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Where did that person go? I don't know. Can you solve this puzzle scientifically? Oh, okay. I think I already tried that one anyway. Whatever. I assume this is another Badger mobile. Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. I'm not colorblind. Yes, this is the Retina Searing Pink model. Hey, don't hate just because you can't appreciate it, Edgeworth. What's that off in the distance? Hey, it's the Pink Badger! Badger, get! Badger, Badger, Badger. Just what is she seeing these silly things? I'll break it down. I think this Badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak Badger dance. Okay, okay. Ah, shit! I can't think we can decide something ahead anymore. York? No. Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kid's dream alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up when I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm just gonna be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. Oh, so you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger. You could say that, but right now, I'm just Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. Name is Wendy Oldbag. As you, or you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Alright, Miss Oldbag, oh shoot, I didn't think she'd actually say that. See, like, I was gonna be my joke responses, I was gonna say that, and then it was gonna be like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if she just called her Oldbag instead of with the two things that she actually said? But then, they went for they stole my joke. Which is kind of rude if you think about it. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Jeez, I was just trying to be polite. Edgy poo, show me anything, I'll tell you all about it. Very well. What do you think about this? It's nothing special. Somehow I figured she'd say as much. What do you think about the bad badger? Yet another blue badger? Had my fill of these things for a lifetime. Thank you for the extra commentary, but all I wanted was you to take a look. Oh, alright. I guess I can do that. Only because it's you. Yeah. What's wrong with this thing? Why is this blue badger wearing sunglasses? How could she have not noticed all this time? Thanks to this, people have been taking my picture all day. It's like I'm one of the mascot characters in this park. It's not like you are the mascot character. Well, one of them anyway. You have no idea how hard it is to be one. You're not allowed to talk at all. Taking away my ability to talk has no effect as a human being. True, that's pretty true. You have a hard time not talking? It seems like such an easy thing to do. What do you know, youngin'? Just wait until you're my age and then we'll see. It is possible this old loud lady was once a quiet, fair maiden? Ha! Impossible. That's almost as impossible as me ever losing a case. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? And then you were in some... You've been in... This is your third game, right? I can't remember what you were before. Because I think you've popped up at least one more time between them. Because I remember, you know, you're in the Stammerock case and you're in something else. I don't remember what other case you're in. I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. True. Those kids, all those stupid kids, hate them, right? Right, fellas? I get called in all the time to fill when there aren't enough hands. Enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get a chance to see you, and here you are talking about two young girls. Hey, I mean... Oh shit, she's talking. Well, you went and got an arranged marriage with an 18-year-old. I don't see what he sees in her at all. All they say is, persimmon takes 3 years to... Okay. That one wasn't fair. Alright, I didn't realize we were doing the very fast advancing text. It was basically like they did the starter pistol shot, but like I wasn't even at the race yet. Man. Talking with two young girls, I shamelessly flirt with young girls just the other day. Having my unit, I just finally gotten to notice me, and went and got her into arranged marriage with an 18-year-old. Absolutely fucking disgusting. I don't see what takes 3. That girl, yeah. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? That person could be the witness. Dear God, I hope not. I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw it happen. Fuck. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? When? What happened? So it's true. She is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. It was a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. Do you mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your very eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. What old bag witnessed? I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw 2 men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately? What's that unfortunately tacked on the very end of there supposed to mean? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. Objection? Objection? Get objected on? I mean, hold it. You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger? Impossible. Implausible. We can just throw this entire testimony away and be on with our day. You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell a sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you can even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would star a child for life, you know? That's why I chose to come take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of Dead Badger in front of a bunch of kids. So what did you see while you, the pink badger, were resting? Oh yeah, that. Well...
Hold it!
You saw 2 men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring, I don't even remember much beyond that. But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall that would be very helpful? Don't tell me you're jealous of those 2 men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm an investigator. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those 2 are just foals compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place? Absolutely, that gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try and go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart ugly brat. What could I have done? I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help. 2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sad that there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go in your testimony. Well, if I was that guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, our testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth! Yep, that's me. About this new problem. It's not gonna have numbers in it, is it? Because I really don't like those kind of problems. What is that giant grin on your face for? You want me to show you something really nice? But you didn't steal my badge, did you? No, thank you. Ah, don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like. What is this gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of the Great Thief. These are the nuclear codes. For France. I should have known it would be worthless. Ah, don't be like that. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something onto the air. Gonna input the necessary information and run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all seen. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh shit. What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a little too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see. This old bag said the 2 men were facing each other, and then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground. Seems unlikely based on what we know. Well, either our existing evidence contradicts this, or this contradicts the existing evidence. That's the question. What do we believe is real? Personally, I'm going to trust not the simulation. I'm not going to let AI solve the fucking investigation for me. Oh man, if I ever got sent to prison because the AI said I did that shit, oh, you were getting haunted so bad. I mean, I don't know what would be worse, getting sent to prison because, like, of just either ineptitude or malice, or it's like we just let fucking ChatGPT decide your fate. I don't know. What would fill me with more rage and loathing? So with this, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? So what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. It is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu. Indeed. But if there isn't enough information or something's out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's statement. You got it. You both catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, the simulation is a recreation of the witness's testimony. But for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you found something, I got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay? Alright. It turns out that me, Miles Edgeworth, I am the one. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? No, dummy. I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? I don't know what exact evidence they're looking for. Because there's like 3 things I could think of. A, there's no blood. B, we're under the assumption that he may have been working with the kidnappers and he's not in a costume. We know the kidnappers are in costume. And then he doesn't have his pendant on him. I mean, there's this. Because I mean, what I would try and get at is that there's no blood stain. And I guess this is the closest to that.
Take that!
This is the contradiction. Huh? Something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. You think back, how did we deduce that other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here, right? Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy poo? How could you dumb me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. I mean, if the dude wasn't a bulky costume, it probably wouldn't create as much of a mess. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. What do we have? The victim in a costume? Why is there no blood? I mean, I had this thought, so we'll go ahead and just attempt it. Okay. Is it not possible the victim was wearing a costume? Do you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. We can assume there's a good chance. Shoddy legal work, Edgeworth. Von Karma would never. And if he was shot when he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove the victim was wearing a costume, which we can't, so it makes this whole point kind of, well, moot. I think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Hey, Emma, you haven't really said anything this whole time. What do you think about this crazy invention? Or are you guys not seeing this shit? This is amazing! Just feel the power of science! Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Finding an expert knowledge of forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right there. These footprints lead right to you, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Otherwise, you'll get brain fog. These footprints were definitely left by a badger costume. I mean, maybe. Maybe they just got potato feet, man. You shouldn't judge them. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. We can conclude the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. In that case, I'll update Little Thief simulation parameters. Can't wait to see what we find out in this new info. Incredible. We've learned so much. The victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance to the new information. We may be closer, but something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony. Naturally, I'd like to hear it one more time if you please. And shouldn't we be getting at the how a gun shot wound look like the way it does? You know, if you got shot in the abdomen, if they're like standing apart. Because, I mean, the only way would be like if you put the gun like up, like if you like shoved it into the dude's stomach and kind of angled it up, which even then seems like a slight stretch that it would go the way it did. But they're standing apart. There's no shot. The gunshot wound would look like that. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Does it mean that Miss Olbad's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. I knew Little Thief would be of help. Let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag and put it into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. And the only thing new that we know is the dude was in a costume, so presumably it's going to be the part about they were unremarkable.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes. Okay, this is also the same. Well, just out of curiosity, what did you say here again? Okay. Take me back. You will be contradicted.
Objection!
You are being silently laughed at, and then I shake my head at you. Two men? How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Ugh. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. Are they my digits? No. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Ugh. I am beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes, in my imagination. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say I saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Are you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I mean, I saw two people. I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. Okay. I said I didn't want to used to be, you know? Same. Not like when I was young and people used to call me Wicked-Eye, Eagle-Eye Wendy, a good man from 100 years ago, noticed me in a flash and tried to judgmentalize. They got me. I wasn't prepared. 100 paces away. Okay. I got tripped up on Eagle-Eyed Wendy because I said something different, I think. Yeah, 100 paces, not 100 years. Makes sense. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it. Begin investigation. It's the stadium. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. Silhouette can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away, you may even find more info which would make a more accurate sim. Sounds like a plan, man. Looks like they broke the stage down. Guess this means they're done for the day, so... What was it? It said the stage was in the way? Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Right. Stage is packed up. In the stage's shadow. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. You want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Man is straight up glitching on him, brother. I can't talk to him. There is clearly a contradiction here. Stop stealing my lines. I mean, I guess if he's like on the stage and shooting down, I mean, you still have to be like directly above. Like if you were to assume it's actually from the shoulder to the abdomen, but it wasn't that hard to see it coming even for a layman like me. I suppose in any case it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in the spot at that time. Sheesh, I told you I got it. You feel the need to explain everything? Yes, it's, kind of my job. In any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious the killer's on top of the stage, naturally? Right, Miss Oldback? Yeah, killer's down on top of the stage! See? Now let me update the info in the simulation. Wrong. Dang old trajectory don't work. Well, what do we hear? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Long, how nice of you to join us. Can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Long, we've discovered the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You too, sir. And there you have it, you see. Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what, you still tend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course, even knowing the crime scene took place here don't let him off the hook. This is my logic. Me, Agent Lang. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins laying wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth, you little recreation show. Foolishly fooled. Can't fool me, you can't get fooled again. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins for the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thanks for understanding, my little crow girl. Grr, I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. I got 3 legs, man. It's really awkward when I go to get crow pants. And they're like, hey, sorry, we had to special order these. And then they end up being too small on top of it. And then they're like, sorry, the place we bought these from has a strict no refunds policy, and then you're just stuck with this extra pair of three-legged pants. What are we talking about? Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up.
Hold it!
Looks like we found the real crime scene first. Yeah, brag all you want, but we don't have all that free time in like the twos of you. Hey, you know what you remind me of? A dog licking his wounds as he whimpers Holmes fucking got his ass. I guess I should be thankful all the time you saved me. GG. That's how we say thanks in my country. You're welcome? I hope you realize we didn't do all this for him. I'm here now, so I'll be taking over. As I was saying, this is where the crime took place.
Hold it!
Lying in wait, how did Officer Meekins even know the victim was going to come here? Simple. He was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movement.
Objection!
In that case, I posit that my client was in fear for his life. He's legally allowed to kill anyone who comes into his line of sight. You forgot, he's a cop. Fool. Case closed. Another one in the bag for Edgeworth. Let's move on to Chapter 4. We've got a deadline on this game. Why would the good officer want to ambush and kill a kidnapper? He's a cop. Ah, shit, you got me. You mean his motive? Who knows and who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail. You have no respect for the order of the law. Don't get me wrong, but I need more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise. He's right. The lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself. Fucking eat my ass. It's actually like one of the most important parts. Officer lay in wait on top of the stage. When the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high.
Hold it!
So you agree with how our recreation turned out? Like I said, I'm grateful you were able to save me some time. Alright, but we still don't know why he chose to wait at the top of the stage. Who cares? Maybe he wanted to become the Blue Badger. Who's to say he didn't see the stage and decided to put on a Badger stage show of his own? Or maybe there's a completely different reason. What does it matter? It still doesn't change the fact that Officer Meekins stood up on that stage and shot the victim on the ground below. We'll go ahead and do this as well. So you honestly believe that what you're saying is what really occurred? Hey, you're the ones who came up with the scenario. You saying you dad yourself? Touche. Unfortunately, Agent Long's conclusions do not contradict with our recreation. Then does that mean it all went down just as he says? No, not quite. I wonder if what we had recreated earlier was the whole truth. This mentions the thing about the gunshot wound, right? Yeah, lower right abdomen.
Objection!
I'm terribly sorry, Agent Long. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? Hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. I didn't really get a good look. He was kind of like covered in blood, and that icks me out. Well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at that angle from above. A clear contradiction. You discount your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. Their locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victims were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. Shot by the killer. Shot by the Have we not explained what you're supposed to be doing here, Kay? Right now? This is fast line mode? When you play my cool music? It's not the boombox, Kay. If this is what's happening, it also explains the positioning of the gunshot wounds. I mean, not really. I mean, you have to be like basically right up underneath the dude. But then what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Also, do you got like big paw mitts in this bad boy? You think you can handle a gun in these things? You think you can put your finger on the trigger? Seems unlikely, brother. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Long? Yeah, I mean, well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Another bit of proof. Well, I suppose we'll have to hear Agent Long's second bit of proof at a later date. No, what do you mean I'm out of saves? Oh shit, game over. We didn't win in time. We ran out of saves. Yep. So yeah, we'll call it here, and next time we'll keep on going with the case. Maybe enter into the latter half since we're in the middle right now. You know what comes after the middle? You're right. Second middle. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.